Welcome to Booked All Night, the podcast where hot takes meet craft notes and no one gets enough sleep. I'm Jess.
I'm Katie.
I'm Julia.
I'm Maggie. Get ready for unhinged hot takes,
A whole lot of books,
midnight giggles,
and zero shame. Grab your blankets, booklets, it's time to get booked all night.
Welcome to Booked All Night, the podcast where hot takes meet craft notes. I'm the host, Julia, and today I'm joined by Kelly Preston, the author of The Demon to Your Right. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Let's start out with you telling us a little bit about your book.
Sure. The Demon to Your Right is a sapphic horror romance. Pretty dark as a little warning, but yeah, it's also an allegory for chronic pain. And it's kind of like Lost meets fairy tales, if you will.
That's
Kind of that
amazing.
feel.
Hey, trigger warnings to me are like a menu. So
I'm like, it's dark, but I would hope people would maybe get that idea that it's horror anyway, but sometimes not.
I mean, if you're reading horror, you kind of have to expect you're reading horror. I don't know.
You would be surprised.
Oh, honestly, not that surprised, to be honest with you. I've seen Goodreads reviews. I don't like books about men. Why are you reading? Okay. Anyways, my small rant of the day. All right, we are going to start off with a quick game. So this game is called Superlatives. We pick one, and then we're going to explain it. All right, so which of your characters is most likely to haunt the reader after the book is closed?
I would definitely say the main character, Amara, since she does a lot of the haunting in the book of the other secondary character.
Just crawling out. Hello.
Yeah, I think she'd follow you home. Follow
Awesome.
your dreams.
Perfect. Which is the most emotionally dangerous character?
Ooh. I would say the most emotionally dangerous from an abuse standpoint would be the kind of demon overlord dude, Derek, who is in many ways controlling the main character in a lot of the book.
Do you mind speaking to how he's controlling her? Is that getting it too much spoilies?
Oh, I think I can. He's very, I guess, emotionally and physically abusive. So I would say that's kind of the why I thought of him for that. A lot of the fear comes from you feel the fear that the main character causes, you feel also the fear that she's experiencing a lot of the book, even as a demon herself.
Yeah, that's tough when there's that like strong power dynamic. It's cool if you do capture that. What is the setting in your book that you'd least want to be trapped in?
Ooh, definitely the Fear Island that most of the book takes place on. Just the being messed with by the multiple different gods, demonic entities. I already have nightmares and I already have had a lot of paranormal experiences, and yeah, I don't need that level of excitement in my life, I don't think.
That's so funny. I find whenever we talk to horror authors, everyone says, I already get so many nightmares. And I'm like, that must be terrible.
I'm like, I'm also a big baby.
Like, wake up, pull the sheet over top. This will save me.
Definitely. Hide under my own bed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the trope that did most of the heavy lifting in your book?
I would say off the top of my head, enemies to lovers. It is a horror romance, so there is a very strong romantic subplot, by choice, by design, and yeah.
Would you say that if you're reading, you're leaning more towards an enemies to lovers? Is that what you prefer?
I'm very into the Grumpy Sunshine, which is also in this, and Hurt Comfort. Those two are definitely what I'm reading. I love a good Hurt Comfort. If you can make me cry and feel something, you are the most impressive storyteller to me.
Oh, 100%. Like handing a book to a friend, like you definitely have to read this book. Oh, is it a good book? It's emotionally damaging. Here you go. I would like to share this
Love
experience with you. You're
I
welcome.
need to start a support group.
Exactly.
I'm sharing this. Yeah.
I need the support, and I need you to join my support group. All right, let's jump into your book, The Demon to Your Right. When this idea first formed in your head, what were you most curious to explore about it?
I think I was definitely looking for how do these two women end up together? Like where they're starting with the cat and mouse chase game and enemies to how do we get to lovers? Just the I was interested to see how that would unfold. 'Cause I knew where I wanted to go with it. I just didn't know what the journey would look like. I'm like, I'm just as interested as future readers at the time of where this goes and how it gets there.
Was this your first book that you wrote in general, or did you start by writing other books and this was the first one that got published?
I started out in fan fiction actually.
Oh,
So I've
love.
been writing.
Big fan.
I'm a huge fan fiction nerd. I've been writing since 2000, I feel like 2012, 2014. I wrote my first book during a huge chronic pain flare in, I think it was somewhere 2020 and 2021. And that was the first book I was going to publish. I did a lot of study in grad school on celebrity empathy and people working in the entertainment industry. So I started writing there, and then just based on chronic pain, the state of the world, I got really interested in just horror, paranormal. I'd always watched like ghost shows, but this is definitely the first book I've written in horror. I have a lot of manuscripts, but just a couple in horror.
Do you think you're ever going to publish that first book?
I think so. It's a little bit on the back burner right now because it is the first one I wrote. I do have 3 books for it, 3 installments, but I've written things that I love more.
Amazing.
Like as time has gone on. So
yes,
maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to, I'll keep an eye out for it. But yeah, sometimes that first idea isn't always the best idea. And then you get to the 5th, 6th, and you're like, oh, there it is. There it is right there. Perfect.
Yeah, I was looking at the first one. I'm like, is this too much hurt? And is there enough comfort?
Personally, is there ever too much hurt?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. What did you come to define, or sorry. My sentence doesn't make sense. 1 second. All right. How did you come to define humanity while writing this story?
Ooh, I guess I wanted to reflect the reality of what I saw of humanity, that kind of it isn't good or evil. And trying to put a lot of hope into the book, or that your circumstances can change, and even if you feel like something dark, that you could try to make other choices, grow as a person still, no matter what's happened to you, no matter where you've come from. Kind of what I saw in humanity in this book, because it does start in a very dark place.
I can definitely relate to that. Sometimes it's really hard to pull yourself out of that dark place, but I definitely agree with you that, there's always that opportunity tomorrow to pull yourself out.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that reminder coming from somewhere external.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard when you're trapped in your own world.
Oh, definitely. Did you find that COVID and being trapped in I don't know how your COVID experience was, but I was definitely trapped in my own mind, and it caused many issues that I was able to work out later on. But do you think that that was, I guess, an aiding factor in producing this piece of literature?
I would say COVID was a very strange time for me because I had gotten severely disabled due to chronic pain issues, and I needed spine surgery and was just waiting for it. And then during the spine surgery journey, also going through septic shock and almost dying. So I would say that my experience was I was trapped anyway, and it was interesting that the rest of the world was trapped with me. I It was actually I was very grateful. And I did feel a little guilty about that like friends and family were more available, that everyone was hanging out online, because I don't live close to like my friends or family. And it was kind of nice that everyone was suddenly available when I needed them.
I don't think that's anything to feel guilty about. You were able to make, the best of a really bad situation, and I think that's amazing that that gift was given to you during an incredibly hard time. And I'm very sorry to hear that that happened to you. That must have been incredibly difficult. And I'm glad to see you're on the other side of that.
Yeah, definitely. Writing has been a great way to just have a creative outlet and process everything. And I love that. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I think it kind of guided me to where the best use of me is now, which is writing.
Do you write other stories while you're working on oh my gosh, I almost said album. I apologize.
Totally good.
While you're writing a book?
Manuscript? Yeah, how many do I work on at one time or while I'm publishing?
Yeah, like, are you writing those mini stories or working on another book to help those, to help get out of your own head?
Yeah, definitely. Since I started publishing, I'm always publishing something. I'm always doing the edits, cover design, marketing for something. Marketing, I guess, the debut right now still. And then as I'm about to push out my second book, I've already started the editing process for my third book. Yes, I am writing a new book now as well as finishing up other manuscripts I had started. I actually just completed 2 yesterday that were sitting in my lap for like 2 years. I'm like, I just need the ending.
Sometimes it just comes to you, right? I do art and I'll sit on a painting for a year, and then one day it's like, I found it. I found the solution. I'm so glad I didn't do this a year ago because it never would have been as good, right? So that's amazing that you were able to finish 2 yesterday. Wow. You deserve a little applause for that.
I gotta treat myself for that.
Absolutely you do. That is a huge moment. Treat yourself. Go get like a little ice cream or something. I don't know. Demon to Your Right blends sapphic romance, horror, and paranormal darkness. What drew you to that particular combination, and what felt most important to protect while working across those genres? So we can start with number one, and I can remind you of the second question. So that the first question was, what drew you to that particular combination?
Sure. So just being a sapphic lesbian person myself, it's definitely the view I see the world through. Horror definitely came in with my lived experience around the time, with chronic pain, chronic illness, flirting with death, all of that stuff. Also came from a place where I grew up watching a lot of paranormal with some of my relatives, and it was just really interesting, as well as experiencing some things myself, which some are entertaining and some I'd like to forget. And the romance piece, I just love a good hurt comfort. That's what drew me to that. And just pulling them together, I don't know, this idea just kind of smacked me in the face, and I just wanted to see where it went. I wanted to read this book. So I had to write it for myself.
Amazing. And then it was good enough that you could share it with the rest of us. Thank you. Sorry, not to like ask you about age, but are you a millennial?
Yes. Is it obvious?
Well, I mean, I am too. So game recognizes game. But I feel like when you were talking about growing up watching paranormal stuff, I was like, there was like a weird obsession with paranormal stuff on TV when we were growing up, I feel like. I'm thinking back, totally. I'm like, oh, the History Channel was all just ghosts.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely. and Ouija boards and funny.
Definitely.
My mother was never happy that I had one in the house, but my grandmother gave it to me actually because she played with it like them when she was younger. And she's like, "Oh, these are just such a fun game." And then you watch all this stuff and you're like, maybe it's not a good idea to play with or have in the house.
I mean, the universe kind of gives you what you're looking for. So when you open that door, it's going to prove you right.
True.
So
didn't know what I was asking for.
And then that second question was, what felt most important to protect while working across those genres?
I think protecting, just taking care of the main characters, was very important to me. I'm not good at killing anyone off who's a main character that I care a lot about. So just kind of making sure they were safe and cared for. I think that's the secondary character comes in and really cares for the main character in a way that that person had never experienced before. I think that also gives that little layer of hope to anyone reading it, that there are people out there that do care about you, that would ride for you, would fight for you, and just kind of being open to when that comes, or maybe even looking for support. Definitely. Also, my characters are neurodivergent, so it felt very sacred to protect that as well, to keep that always as realistic as I can from my own experience as well.
That's so important. What a strong thing to, when you're talking about finding someone to protect you in a way that you haven't felt. Like, that's such I think a relatable topic that a lot of people can relate to. And that's really amazing that you took the time and effort to protect that. As someone who can relate.
Very generational.
Yeah, right? You're like, does anyone actually care? Okay.
And how do I get myself to care more as well?
Definitely.
Sometimes someone else has to show you that.
Oh, absolutely. And then
you should care about you.
And then showing up for other people too. And it's just, a big cycle. Okay, we are going to jump on that lively note. We're going to jump into another game. Sorry, we're going to pause. Okay, so this game is called Space 'em or Embrace 'em. In this game, you are carrying a cargo full of tropes and cliches through space when suddenly you get pulled into a black hole. You have to go through your supplies and get rid of some things in order to escape. The catch is you can only see 2 items at a time, and you can only escape once you get down to the number 4. So I'm going to give you the list. Wait, hold on. 1 second. I read the rules and I'm like, I don't understand.
It sounds complicated.
Oh, I get it. So it's like a bracket. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to track this though. Or I'm going to forget. Here we go. Game. Okay. Haunted Island or Accidental Soul Binding?
Ooh. Don't love either of those. I guess just because I'm intrigued, Haunted Island.
Perfect.
Even though I said that's where I absolutely do not want to be.
Fear Island and Haunted
Morbid
Island
curiosity.
feels different to me. Haunted Island seems like, well, you might find something cool there. It's haunted, but not necessarily a bad thing. Fear Island, you're like, nope, I'm good.
I like that possibility.
It's not necessarily a bad haunting. Immortal longing or love interest with dangerous secrets.
Love interest with dangerous secrets. Immortality is too scary.
Isolation as a narrative engine or nightmares that feel personal.
Ooh. I love nightmares that feel personal.
I am so happy for you with that. That sounds great. All right, monsters who remember being human or romance under impossible circumstances.
I'm gonna have to go romance under impossible circumstances. I love that comfort at the end, but it has to have the comfort piece.
Oh, definitely. You're like, how are they going to get together? And then they get together and you're like, there's something right in this world.
The payoff's amazing.
Exactly. Salvation that comes with strings attached or horror rooted in emotion.
Ooh, I love emotion. Horror rooted in emotion.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to read these last 5, and you got to get rid of 1.
Okay.
Okay, so we have hold on, here we go. Haunted Island. We have the love interest with dangerous secrets. We have the nightmares that feel personal. We have the romance under impossible circumstances and horror rooted in emotion. What are we not bringing?
Let's not bring the island.
Gone. Get out of
Having
here.
second thoughts.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. I think we ended up with a good 4. I think you'll make it through that black hole, okay?
Yeah, just a little scarred. Just a
It's
little
fine.
bit.
It's fine. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
All right. Back to your book. So, writing, reading, and craft. You've studied counseling, trauma-informed care, and intercultural communication. How do those frameworks influence the kinds of stories you're drawn to tell?
It definitely pulled me into that, pulling in perspectives of people who aren't normally thought about. In grad school, I studied the people working in the entertainment industry and the mental health challenges that put on them, as well as I was very fascinated from personal experience with mental health challenges that international and study abroad students go through, that I first saw in friends of mine and then got to experience myself when I went and studied abroad. So yeah, those two.
Wow. It sounds like you've had a lot of experiences that not everyone should have to experience all together at the same time.
I would say it's given me a lot to draw from for writing, and I actually feel very grateful for that. And yeah, it's just a way to reframe, as we're talking about counseling, reframe those experiences into something that is useful and positive. Is yeah, there's a lot to draw on and try to get others to feel empathy for different situations they might have not been a part of.
Mm-hmm. I really liked what you said at the beginning of putting focus on people that aren't normally thought of. What a powerful statement. And I just wanted to recognize that because I feel like not a lot of people even consider that these days. And it's just a really beautiful way to encompass everyone. So I just wanted to recognize that because I really loved it and I wrote it down.
I appreciate that. It was me actually fumbling with the term centering the margins. I was like, what is that phrase?
No,
Yeah,
it was
bringing
so
people
good.
in. Yeah, thank you. That was an accident.
I'm just going to make sure I write it down properly. Okay. Perfect. And this is recorded, so it's in there forever.
Cool.
You've shared that you started writing to survive anxiety and continue as a chronically disabled writer. What does writing give you now that it didn't when you first began?
I would say when I first began, it was a coping mechanism for the stress and anxiety of just job searching in general. And now it is the best, I would say, coping mechanism I have at my disposal when I can't do other ones with chronic disability and illness. It seemed to be, I did have 2 years post septic shock where I couldn't even really look at a screen, watch TV, watch a movie. Kind of felt like I was going insane because I couldn't even write. So I think it also just made me more grateful than anything that I can do something now and I can write now. And it's, I think, developed more from a coping strategy into just the career I felt like I was always meant to go to. And I just needed a push, a very aggressive push by taking everything else away.
Hey, I get that. Sometimes the universe is like, this way. Okay, over here. When you wrote, because I'm assuming you were writing like by hand these books to start out with while you were in pain because you couldn't look at a screen.
I was typing.
Oh, okay.
You turn the brightness all the way down, or you don't look at it, and you hope that you're typing correctly.
That's fair.
Yeah. Who knows? A lot of edits went into this book. A lot.
I mean, all books should have a lot of edits. There's some books that I'm like, you didn't have enough edits.
I agree. That's actually one of my pet peeves recently is under edited. Just from everything from the developmental, like the plot and the story to the character development, the relationship development. I'm like, where is it? I want that gritty. I want that detail.
Oh, completely agree. I think the thing that gets me the most is like if a description of something changes. I was reading this book once and this girl was wearing this necklace and it started out that the necklace was a rectangle. And then the necklace was a circle. And then the necklace was a ring. And I was like, I need you to pick. And it wasn't like purposeful either. Oh God, I still think about it. It still bothers me.
I was like, ooh, was there ever a reason that it kept shifting? Oh, okay.
Because I looked for it. I was like, oh, maybe. No. Okay. I know. Missed opportunity though.
Yeah, hey, you can work that in. That could be really cool.
I agree.
Horror? And to be fair, there's plenty in my work. To be fair, like when I'm editing through stuff, yeah, there's stuff that comes up that we find like that. It's like, no, this person had this color eyes. Like, incorrect. Fix it.
Yeah. My cousin is actually writing a book and he gave me his like alpha copy, so the very first copy, and he's having me read through it and like an amazing writer, but yeah, you can see where it's like you said we were on Monday, but now we're on Sunday and tomorrow was Wednesday, so I don't know if you know this.
I'm sure they really appreciate your help. It's so important.
Hopefully.
Need all the help you can get.
It's
hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's hard to find someone that you can trust to show your soul to. I feel like writing is so personal.
Yeah, I'm also, my wife is just so good at grammar and spelling.
Amazing.
And it's hard to find other editors that can match her, to be honest. She does not have the time to be editing all my stuff, and I'm always like, but you're the best person there is. I can't find anyone else.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not great at spelling and grammar. Wasn't great at English class, but I can follow the storyline and point out all the problems in your plot.
That's my favorite editing. I love developmental. Like, I love that. That's my favorite. I love editing like that too.
Horror often asks readers to sit with discomfort. As a writer focused on empathy, how do you decide how far to push the readers and when to offer them softness instead?
Ooh, I I think I'm always trying to push the hurt, actually. I don't feel like I've gotten to my potential with crafting hurt yet. Um, I have had beta readers clue me into areas where it's like you need a little more softness, so there needs to be a little more humor infused in certain areas to make the whole thing not so heavy. Um, but at the same time, heavy is kind of a lot of what I go for with the hurt, so that the comfort's a huge payoff. But yeah, it's kind of rely on other people telling you, "Hey, too much happened in this chapter. This was really dark. I need a break before we continue."
Why do you feel like you lean into those drawn out sessions of hurt?
Personally, like I love the endorphins that come from the comfort payoff. So it feels like the more of a journey and a challenge you went through with the main characters, just the better it feels when it resolves. Kind of like in romance when they finally kiss. It just feels so good. That's how it feels for me with the hurt comfort and like the horror to the crescendo of like the scariest piece, and then it kind of, in mine, goes off into trying to find that romance happy ending.
Do you, how do I say this? Do you always write a happy ending, and do you want to not write a happy ending?
Do I always write a happy ending? Currently, yes. Have I considered not? At times, yes. Um, with one of my manuscripts, I'm working on like the book two, and I honestly don't know how I would get it to a happy ending from where I'm starting. So I will say that's a challenge I'm on right now is, will it be a happy ending? Will it be my first not happy ending, actually? Um, do I want to not write a happy ending? Not really, because I feel like everyone needs that hope. And you kind of hope that as you go on and as you keep going on, eventually you find some kind of happiness or happy enough.
That's true. I guess you did speak about how there's always that chance for hope around the corner. So I could see why you
Yeah.
don't want to not have a happy ending.
Yeah, I don't really, I want to give that to my readers, not kind of like take that hope away. Like, oh yeah, everything's scary and dark and terrible, and that's it. I don't like that.
Thanks. I remember the first non-happy ending I read, and my friend had recommended it to me, and I think I called her like screaming. I was like, why? Are you kidding me? Like, no. Ugh, God, it just, I don't know. They don't feel finished.
Yeah, I remember my first one, it was a fan fiction, and I actually wrote the author like a full paper, like multiple page paper about why they shouldn't kill off the character. And funny enough, they went on to write more of the book and then write two books and then get it published because it was a fan fiction. But yeah, I was like, you can't. And here, let me try to persuade you as to why it's more impactful to not do that. But yeah, I actually kind of bullied an author into finishing and not killing their character because I was so passionate that no, there could be more hope here.
That's fair. You were wrong.
Yeah.
Write it this way.
Well, to their creative expression, I was like, I think there's so much more here, and this book is so deep in feeling. And I think you have more to say, to be honest. Not just I want a happy ending, like there's just more here.
Definitely. There's more to dig out. If it's not happy, then it's not the end. I think there's a quote like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't know. Helps people, get through stuff. We have another game. Excellent. So this game is literary would you rather. So similar to the other one, but this one's slightly different. So would you rather write the monster or become the monster?
Ooh, definitely write the monster. I don't want to deal with the actual emotional fallout of becoming the monster.
Completely agree. Completely agree. I've dealt with monsters. I don't want to do that to other people.
Yeah, like I don't want to actually hurt anyone. Like hurt comfort, I'm gonna make it better in the end, I promise.
You're gonna be fine. I will get you there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll hold your hand.
Catharsis or ambiguity?
Catharsis. I think there's a theme here. I'm just gonna make it all better. Improvement.
Quiet dread or all-consuming fear?
Ooh. I'm trying to think of like in what context. Quiet dread or all-consuming fear. In writing, I would rather have a all-consuming fear vibe, and bring that about. It's horror.
That's fair.
I think it's
lean
fun.
in.
Yeah, the genre.
Characters who run or characters who stay?
Characters who stay. It makes it way more interesting. And there are definitely a few instances of that in my book, where even if they kind of want to run, they're challenging themselves to stay, and I love that.
That's fair. It's like, you're watching horror movies and you're like, why don't you just leave the cabin? And it's like, well, then we wouldn't have a movie. So.
Well, also, like, not abandoning people, leaving people behind to die.
Oh, that's true.
You'd hope.
You'd hope, maybe. Emotional wounds or physical danger?
Emotional wounds, just because I feel more practiced in handling that. So I guess I've also experienced emotional danger, but I'd rather deal with emotional wounds. I feel like it's easier to work through.
That's wild, given you've had some pretty significant physical danger.
As I'm saying it, I'm like, it's all trauma. It's all trauma. Like,
I almost
which
died.
one do I want to do today?
Picking emotions.
I think that's actually where my brain went. I was like, I already died. No, that was extremely painful. Let's go to the emotional pain. That was a little less painful.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Hey, it's honestly the easier way out. It's like, you know what? This is a lot easier. Let's do that.
That's fair, but that's a nice way to think about like your emotional wounds having an end.
Yeah, or you learn how to cope with it, or what helps you specifically versus like what I've learned with a lot of chronic health and pain issues is a lot of times there's really not much help. It is what it is versus the other ones. There are still things you can do for emotional. You can get support. Yeah. I think there's more hope. Emotional healing.
I'm so glad you had that experience. That is so great. Love as salvation or love as risk?
Love is risk. Love should not actually save you from anything. I love love itself is risk. Putting yourself out there, trusting someone else to not hurt you or to have your best interests, and to help you love yourself, see yourself the way they do. I think love is exciting, it's risky, and can be really worth it if it's healthy. But it shouldn't save you.
Definitely. that actor that just passed away, the Dr. McSteamy. Did you see that?
Oh no,
Passed a
I
few
saw
weeks ago.
Catherine O'Hara.
Oh yeah, no, this was like last week. He had a quote about in the show, telling someone you love them like anyway, and yeah, just relating that to what you said, like, yeah, it's a risk, but what if it pays off? And if it doesn't, then you got that and you can move on.
Yeah, definitely I don't know who said it, but something to the same effect when I was younger that really stuck with me about you don't know when it's someone's like last day. So yeah, say it anyway.
Definitely.
That always stuck with me. Like, tell people that you love them, tell them that you're proud of them and what they mean to you. I've always been big into doing that with like my friends and family, out of nowhere. Kind of known for that.
That's so
like
nice.
a random message of that I love you and I'm proud of you. Just in case.
Oh my god. I would die for that. That sounds really amazing. That's amazing that you do that. I'm sure that you're a bright spot in a lot of people's lives.
It's because like those friends and family that get those, it's like they moved me and they've been that for me, and it's just me trying to give back. Just me trying to be like, hey, I also love you, and like you mean so freaking much to me, and you have really impacted my life, and I just feel like telling you that on a random Tuesday because I don't know, I thought of you.
I am gonna steal that.
Yeah, please go tell people you love them, like anytime you think of them. It makes them so happy.
It's true. Do you ever message people that just pop into your mind? Like, I just was thinking about that random person, and then you like check up on them.
I'm totally the person to always continue a conversation that hasn't been happening for a long time. So yeah, it'll be that, like, I'll just start the text like we've been texting, and it'll have been like, yeah, 6 months. I have a friend who's in medical school, and like, yeah, I texted her the other day, like something random, like we had been talking, and I love that she just continued the conversation. Like, it wasn't that we hadn't been talking in a while or that we'd both been busy. It was, yes, that silly stupid thing you sent me. Yes, I understand, and like, we'll get into it.
That's so
I
nice.
love that.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah.
One haunted setting or many fleeting ones?
Ooh. I think many fleeting ones is just more interesting. And also hopefully easier to deal with because of the fleeting nature.
Again, it's gone, and it's gone. That was just
like,
quick.
oh.
It's fine.
That's how I prefer my paranormal experiences. Like, oh, I saw that thing. I'm gonna hope it wasn't real, or like, I'm gonna move on from it and we can use it in a book later.
Perfect.
I've done a lot of that.
A hopeful ending that hurts or a bleak ending that comforts?
Ooh. Hopeful ending that hurts. Those both sound dark. That's a really tough question. I like the hopeful ending that hurts, but I'm a little bit scared of what that would look like, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to compare it to an experience, like a book or TV show that would relate to that. Oh my gosh. Hopeful ending that hurts. I mean, is that just the added emotional pain? That, like, even though it can go on, you're still crushed on the inside? Is that what that means?
I feel like that's kind of like the hope of the next season, right? Like, I was thinking of like Agatha, and I was like, oh yeah, sad, but like hopeful in that maybe there's more, kind of like anything like that, any season that you're like, okay, well, that hurt, but I have hope, because is it over? Are you sure? Is there more to say? Any book, TV show, you hope there's a second one sometimes.
Definitely. Sometimes you hope that they end.
I think. Well, if it's like a really, really long show that's been like 19 seasons, yeah, sometimes you hope they end. You're like, these people have been through enough. Haven't you killed all of them off by now?
Seriously, stop. Writing what scares you or writing what soothes you?
Ooh, writing what scares me. I love being pushed into, so I feel like that's what life is anyway. You can't really avoid it. And I think soothing's for after you take the journey. So I like writing what scares me first and sitting in that and that intensity, and then finding the soothing part later.
Yeah, I guess you almost find that writing what scares you turns into writing what soothes you. It's kind of like the same journey.
Yeah, I do feel like a lot of writing what scares you is that process, processing it to get to soothing, to get it out of your system, you know?
Definitely. I just discovered journaling. It's magical. It's like, oh, okay. A book readers interpret wildly differently or one they argue about?
Ooh, then interpret differently than the intention, right?
Yes.
I guess argue about. One that causes discussion, I think, is like a good way to reframe that, and that I would be like happy with it. Yeah, if there are topics that are brought up that cause real discussion to take place, I'd love that more than just you completely missed the point of what I was going for. Yeah, or what the author was going for.
Have you had that happen yet? Where people are like, oh, I got it this way, and you're like, nope.
One of my sisters actually. Yeah,
Oh, no.
There was some stuff in a manuscript that a lot of the betas just connected with, and I think it was based on lived experience and finding the right readers, right? And my sister had not had that experience and didn't relate to it, and I was like, wow, sometimes there's just that, oh, you missed the point. But yeah, it's all based on the user's experience.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I love that about books. Sometimes they give people the other perspective, even though they haven't maybe had that personal experience. They're having it by reading the book.
Definitely what I aim for sure. That even if you haven't had any of these experiences, that it could still make you empathetic to trying to understand them or wanting to understand them.
Definitely. So we have some final chaotic sleepover questions. They sound fun. Honestly, they sound like a good time. If Demon to Your Right were a late night snack eaten straight out of the pantry, what would it be?
Oh, that is a very good and difficult question.
I know, it's so fun.
I want to say something like super, super sour. So it'd be like challenging. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, some kind of like rare, super sour candy that like is a big challenge to like eat with your friends. And so you can like survive it.
That's fair. And then you get the candy afterwards, so it's comforting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, once the sour kind of wears off, like a sour Skittle, you're like, okay, now it's good. Now I'm here.
I love that. Be honest, what would your cats absolutely judge you for as a writer?
What don't they already judge me for? Is the question. As a writer, I mean, definitely who needs to have the chair, honestly, as a writer. Just the mom doesn't need the chair, I need the chair right now. Mom says it's for work, says it's for a career. Same with the laptop. Like, no, I need to lay on the laptop. Like the judgment of me thinking that I would be important enough to take priority of the things in the house. I think that's what my cats judge me for. Like, who do you think you are? no, you clean my litter box, you pet me. Yeah, I think that's it. Like the audacity. That's what they judge me for being a writer. The
I love
audacity
that.
that
I love that about cats in general. They really just take you down a notch.
oh yeah, they keep you humble, keep it real.
Exactly. Dogs just love you no matter what. I have 3 dogs, but man, being around a cat, you're like, please love me.
I'm like, I don't know what that says about me that I prefer that kind of love. I love working for it. Um, yeah, definitely like we have a dog, we have 2 cats, and my eldest cat is like the light of my life. And yes, it's always the like, please spend some time with me. I love you. Like, will you give me a little bit of your attention or
Definitely.
your acceptance?
Okay, this is super off topic, but I read once that the Egyptian pharaohs kept cats around because they needed it as like a reminder that they weren't like all that. They like kept them
Oh,
humble, so they kept them around. It was like a tradition.
I love that. I
I
love
know,
Egyptian stuff.
right? I love that too. I'm like, and it worked. And then you
Yes,
still build,
definitely.
yeah. Okay. If Demon to Your Right showed up to a sleepover as a person, what would everyone immediately clock about them?
Ooh, but they have a hidden agenda. Um,
I love that.
Probably to cause nightmares and everyone there. But yeah, just kind of like that person walks in the room and you feel it, the air kind of crackle, it gets cold, and you're like, something's off.
Hmm.
And someone brought that in with them, that kind of air of there's something going on here, a little nefarious.
Yeah.
And I'm uncomfortable. Like
I'm sleeping with one eye open tonight. Excellent.
I'm sleeping with the lights on.
Exactly.
Yes.
What unhinged opinion about books or writing would get you kicked out of a group chat?
Ooh, I don't think it's unhinged, but the one I have right now is that books have to have a plot. I cannot stand a book that doesn't have a plot. Like it can have spice, it can be erotica, it still has to have a plot. That is um I'm sure in certain group chats that would get me kicked out very quickly. But that is my pet peeve right now.
I think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Because, like, I just would assume that all books have a plot.
I thought so too. I started arcing. I tried to get back into books after years in fan fiction of only reading fan fiction. And I'm like, where is the plot? Like, where is the depth? And where's the journey? That's what I'm looking for when I'm reading. And if I don't have it, I just get really sad. It's not even just DNFing. It's like, oh, well, like I wanted to go on this. I wanted to go on your journey.
Right?
Yeah.
I've read a few books that I'm like, well, this was almost a good book. It was so close. You just missed it by just a little bit.
I I feel like that, and that comes down to like the finding a really good editor because you can tell
That's
so
true.
many books have such a good story to be told, and you're like, ooh, you just need that person to help you push.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you find that fanfic has more plot than books? Is that kind of what I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I do personally, at least the ones I've read, which are probably like the top 10 in different fandoms. And there's a reason why they're the top, and then later finding out a bunch of the top writers have gone and done creative writing degrees and all of these things. Like a lot of them are professional writers, actually. Yeah, I find there's a lot of the hurt comfort is just so detailed and thought out and pushes boundaries and the journey of the plots. Um, and I think part of that's just taking the time because a lot of them write a chapter a week or a chapter a month to varying word counts. But when I write in huge bursts. But yeah, I think there is something about the art of really sitting in your story for like really focusing on a chapter. I really aspire to that, and I am inspired by that in fan fiction and how people do that. I don't know how they sit with it for so long, but it creates magic.
That's awesome. What an amazing perspective. I never really thought about it that way. If Demon to Your Right had a completely unnecessary merch item, what would it be?
It's really funny you bring that up because I started looking into merch.
Amazing. What's
I was making book plates and accidentally, it was, one of the printing companies was like, here's your design on other things. And I'm like, oh, these are just cool looking. Like super unnecessary though. My brain just said an umbrella. Like the logo of the book cover on like a portion of an umbrella. I don't know, it'd be like it probably would fit with like the creepy, sad mood of being out in the rain. Maybe it's
true.
not super pointless.
I mean, but how many people really see the top of your umbrella? Unless you're like holding it back.
True.
Like
you have it printed on the inside just so you can see it as you're walking around.
Just so happy, just thinking about your favorite book.
Yeah.
So
funny. You
funny.
could have all of your favorite, like I guess however many. I don't know how many's in an umbrella. Your
my
favorite
gosh.
books, and it's pointless.
I love that. We're patenting that right now. No one steal that $1 million idea. Internal book fans on the inside of an umbrella.
Yeah. Like useless, but it'd make you happy.
I love that. There's lots of things that are useless that make me happy. So
Same.
If you had to describe Demon to Your Right using only vibes, no plot, no genre, what are we working with?
Ooh. Vibes, darkness. Hope. Just like little sprinkles of like warm fuzzies here and there, just so it doesn't get like too dark that you feel like hope could never exist. Vibes, definitely useless lesbians. There's a lot of that in I think all of my work. I love that trope.
I'm sorry, I need you to explain that. Useless lesbians?
Useless lesbians, where like it's like when two women clearly like each other and everyone can tell, but they don't know how to go for it or like even communicate or talk. I feel like that is shown in a lot of not just sapphic books, but in my work in particular, because I love that trope. Just go for it, just say something to her, or like, oh my god, obviously you both like each other. So I love that. Those are vibes for sure. That you're like, okay, come on, what are you doing?
That's so funny. I've never heard that before. That was great. If Demon to Your Right were a sound you hear at 2 a.m., what noise is it and why is it unsettling?
Ooh, I'm gonna steal two that happened while I was writing it.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So I have just a plain cheap table and chairs from like somewhere like Walmart. And it's silent all day long, but when I'm writing in the middle of the night, it creaks like someone's standing on it. So I think that just like subtle enough, but obvious enough creaking that it's not anything, that it's not the house shifting. You're not like, it's my cat making a noise. It's that it's here. It wants you to know it's here. But it's subtle. It doesn't need to be huge and loud to be scary. It can just be enough of a sound.
I can't wait to think about that later when I'm laying in bed. It's so kind of you.
Sorry, it's my stupid. Well, just stay away from your table and your couch, and you're good.
Just a little creak, and you're like, "Hello."
And like repeatedly, and you're like, "Okay, I get it. Please stop. I heard you. I'm going to bed now."
What do you want?
A lot of times, I think it's just telling me to go to bed. I'm like, "Okay, fine. I quit."
That's so funny. My internet used to go out at like 11:30 every night for no reason, and it would like go out and then like come back on, and I was like, okay guys.
You're like, what is it about this time that's so special?
Every single time. It was ridiculous. Well, that is a wrap on this stream of Booked All Night. We'd love for you to be part of the conversation, so don't forget to rate the show, drop a comment, subscribe, and leave some fan mail. But before we go, I would love for you to plug your socials. Where can we find you? That sort of thing.
Sure. My author website is storiesbykelp.wordpress.com. I'm most active on Instagram at Kelpie was here. I'm also on TikTok, Real Kelpie. And yeah, I think that's where I'm most active, where you can find me.
Amazing. And just to, one more thing, I guess, to finish it off, is there anyone you would like to thank that really helped you through the journey of writing this book, or just your journey of writing in general?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm kind of surprised that I haven't gotten there yet, but my wife, actually, for all of the countless hours that she listened to me say every single one of my manuscripts out loud multiple times, the hours and hours of editing and re-editing and re-editing, listening to me cry over the next cover I created for my next book. Took me over 100+ hours because I created it on an adjusted screen, couldn't get the colors back to where I wanted them. I don't know what I'd do without her. These books exist because of her.
I love that. Well, thank you to your wife as well.
Thanks for staying up with us. Follow us on Instagram and Threads at BookedAllNightPod. Drop a comment to let us know what you thought of today's show, and join our Discord server for giveaways, excerpts, and more. It's still in the works, but we're aiming for 100 members. Catch our live author interviews on YouTube and leave a question for our guests on our Discord server. Check out our shop and website at bookedallnight.co. And if you're loving the chaos, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. Until next time, booklets, remember, stay booked all night.